Welcome to Dawn Reflections. Rise, shine, and be renewed. On our journey of rerouting to God. This is part 5. And it's on fasting and solitude in the presence of God. So fasting and solitude are two deeply spiritual disciplines that draw a person closer to God. Mind you, we are on a journey of rerouting to God. We have been further away from God and we want to get close to God. So these are disciplines that we must acquire, disciplines that we must have so that we can get closer to the God that we ran away from, like Jonah. So, fasting and solitude are two deeply spiritual disciplines that draw a person closer to God, sharpen spiritual sensitivity, and renew inner strength. Together, they create an atmosphere where divine encounters, clarity, and transformation can take place. Let's take spiritual clarity and sensitivity. Fasting empties the body of distractions and tunes the heart to the frequency of God's voice. In solitude, away from the noise of life, we hear God more clearly, just like Elijah did in the book of 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 12, where he heard a still small voice. Fasting and solitude, it deepens intimacy with God. In solitude, we meet God personally, away from human applause and expectations. Combined with fasting, it mirrors how Jesus withdrew to solitary places to pray. That is in Luke chapter 5 verse 16. And fasted 40 days, strengthening his intimacy with the Father. You can find that too in Matthew chapter 4 verse 2. Mind you, Jesus is our only perfect example. The third one is that power for spiritual breakthroughs. Fasting and solitude are powerful tools for breaking strongholds and gaining victory over spiritual battles. Jesus said to his disciples in one encounter that this kind can come out by nothing but fasting and prayer. That's in Mark chapter 9 verse 29. So solitude puts us in deeper prayer that rebirths breakthroughs. Another point that we have to notice, inner healing and renewal. Times of fasting and solitude allow God to search the heart, heal the hidden wounds, and restore brokenness. That is Psalm 51 verse 10. It is a place of cleansing and renewal of one's mind, soul, and spirit. Last but not the least is that fasting and solitude prepares people for purpose. Many biblical figures like Moses, Elijah, Paul, and our Lord and Master Jesus Christ engage in fasting and solitude before critical assignments. These practices prepare and align us with divine purpose, filling us with wisdom, power, and direction. How would we do this then? We must set aside intentional time away from distractions. We must combine fasting with reading the word, prayer, and journaling. We have to to silence. God speaks most of the time in the quiet. Then we have to start with short periods. If you are like me, you can't just start big. You take baby steps. Start with small periods, and gradually the Spirit of God will grow and grow with you. I set this aside. This is a research. Let's talk. Fasting is a very difficult thing that most of us find. This is a discipline that is difficult for most of us to do. For instance, I will give you my personal example. So, I have traveled and come back to where I am residing. And I had prepared one of my favorite foods. I wouldn't mention it. And I ate something that evening. Now, I usually go on TikTok and social media, sometimes to gain inspiration from men of God. So I chanced on Dr. Kelly Michaels. Then I think it was an open forum. I didn't start from the beginning, so I did not know. Then he requested that I come in, and I come in. Asked me many questions, which I found myself wanting because I was not prepared to answer these. And I felt that, wow, I'm coming out of something. And God is asking me questions about the same thing that I am coming out of. It felt a bit for me. And what shocked me was he said I should go on a 3-day fast. My dear, my favorite food. And I prepared a 3-day portion so that if every day I eat one, by the 3rd day I had finished my 3 bowls with my soup. It was difficult for me because I made this soup to pacify my soul for certain things. But I had to let go. I had to let go. And usually when I remember my prophet, Apostle Delali, would say that we should go and fast. I would say I can do only 3 to 3 o'clock. I can't do 6 o'clock. I have stomach, blah, blah. Sometimes that is when I will start even taking medications because some particular sickness will start setting in. Sorry for this distraction. But this time, I told myself that listen to the voice of God. You are telling yourself you want to reroute to God. So you have to let go of every pleasure, including your favorite food. The food will not spoil. So I went deep in myself. I said, okay, let's let this go. And I went on the fast. And to my surprise, I could do 6 to 7. Most of the time, when I'm even breaking after 6, I break like I'm a hungry dog. Excuse me, my word. But this time, I could break to 7. And I was not even in a hurry to eat. I realized that when God leads you to do something, to be successful, fasting is possible. It's just a discipline that we must learn. Start baby steps. Gradually, you'll be able to fast for 40 days. You can start with a day, 2, 3, 4. Do it because it's a personal growth that you are looking for. It's a personal development that you are looking for. I'll create another part for this topic. Fasting is a very important thing to do. And solitude, you need to go away from people. They may not understand you, but in time, God will let them understand. Watch out for the part 2 of this. Good morning.